The prestigious NTA Television College, widely recognized for its professionalism and excellence in media training, has achieved another significant milestone. In addition to its existing affiliation with Ahmadu Bello University Zaria for the award of a degree in mass communication, the college has now received official approval from the National Board for Technical Education (NBTE) to commence National Diploma (ND) programs in mass communication and multimedia. Additional programs are also in progress. Admission requirements: a minimum level credit passes in relevant subjects. For National Diploma ND programs, minimum JAMB admissible score of 100. For degree programs, recommended JAMB score. Opportunity to be part of the college's growing legacy in media and broadcast education. For more information,
visit our website at www.edu.ng or call numbers 0803-838-4343, 0806-980-9897. Announcer Management.
Football lovers, movie lovers, family entertainment fans, get ready for something big because StarTimes is giving you over Jara. For a limited time, when you recharge for 2 months, you get upgraded to the next bouquet free. That's more sports, more movies, more kids shows, more entertainment at no extra cost. Jara. StarTimes, your digital life.
NTA Television College, its professionalism and excellence in media training, has another significant. In addition to its existing affiliation with Ahmadu Bello University Zaria for the award of a degree in mass communication, the college has now received official approval from the Board for Technical Education (NBTE) National Diploma (ND) programs in mass communication. Additional programs are also in progress. Admission requirements: a minimum of 5 O-level credit passes in relevant subjects. For National Diploma ND programs, minimum JAMB admissible score of 100. For degree programs, recommended JAMB score of 180 and above. This is a great opportunity to become part of the college's growing legacy in media and broadcast education. For more information,
visit our website at www.ntatvc.edu.ng or call these following numbers: 0803-838-4343, 0806-980-9897. Announcer Management.
Hotels abound everywhere, but when you're looking for a cozy, comfortable, luxury, and environment that will take you to the zenith of your expectations, A&T Residential Hotels is the place. The rooms are designed to be your home away from home. We have services, both bar, room, and kitchen are all 24 hours. We have an Olympic-sized swimming pool and our gym to keep your body fit. Our staff are excellent as they welcome you with royalty. Come shake your body as our nightclub opens every Friday with Asu Barbecue and suya joints available all day. We have a whole capacity of about 1,500 for your occasions. Welcome to A&T Presidential Hotels, Kilometer 5, Ilesha, Owo Expressway, Akure, Ondo State. Telephone 081-4633-5949 and also 1222-6282. A&T Presidential Hotels, comfort and class redefined.
Before, my family can go 1 week without drama. 1 week on wahala. Mama, brother, papa, sister, before. Any beef supposed to stay inside bottle.
Maggi Star is crafted from fermented soybeans, onions, chili flavor, and cloves in a way only Maggi knows.
Walking on my Maggi, make it right. Come with piece of peace. Wanna come at all, before. Maggi,
Maggi Star, making every meal special and special moments unforgettable.
Maggi, love, me and Maggi so good together. Me and Maggi so good together.
The prestigious NTA Television College, widely recognized for its professionalism and excellence in media training, has achieved a milestone. In addition to its existing University Zaria for the award of a degree in mass communication, the college has now received official approval from the National Board for Technical Education (NBTE) to commence National Diploma (ND) programs in mass communication and multimedia. Additional programs are also in progress. Admission requirements: a minimum of 5 O-level credit passes in relevant subjects. For National Diploma ND programs, minimum JAMB admissible score of 100. For degree programs, recommended JAMB score of 180 and above. This is a great opportunity to become part of the college's growing legacy in media and broadcast education. For more information,
Visit our website at www.ntatvc.edu.ng or call these following numbers: 0803 838 4343, 0806 980 9897. Announcer Management.
Good evening and you are welcome on another edition of News Diary. News Diary is the compilation of fresh reports and some of the ones that made headlines in the course of the week. We'll go on a short break. News Diary returns with the news of the day. President Bola Tinubu has inaugurated Nta Akure as Minister of Housing and Urban Development. It was at a brief ceremony in the State House. The inauguration of the 59-year-old new minister from Katsina State followed his confirmation by the Senate on Thursday. He replaced Ahmed Musa Dangiwa, who reportedly resigned recently. President Tinubu congratulated the new minister for coming on board at a period described as a very challenging time to contribute to national development.
You have a very rich and interesting background. Don't mind the nomenclature of housing. We can put you anywhere because of your equipped background, richly endowed and exposed as a leader. We need competent hands like yours. There's no doubt you've rendered valuable services in all the assignments you have embarked upon in this country. You are a fitting peg in the right position. So any duty that you are assigned from this moment on is duty of a national assignment, and I say I'm ready to work with you, navigate the terrain, and say welcome again.
Nta Akure, a scholar, administrator, and development expert who holds a Doctor of Business Administration degree from the University of Liverpool and a PhD in Industrial Engineering from Atlantic National University, USA, promises strategic steps to drive the vision of the administration in the housing sector.
I know there are so many challenges in the housing industry in Nigeria. Not only because Nigeria now needed about 20 million units of housing to get accommodation to more than 100 million people that are unhoused. So that is a tremendous challenge. We know all of that, but we are strategic, we are focused, we are forward-looking. People who actually think much faster than the time we are in. And I am telling you, we will bring a lot of innovation and creativity.
Moving on, as the world marks World Malaria Day 2026, renewed attention is focusing on the fight against malaria a disease that continues to claim lives, particularly among children and pregnant women in Nigeria. Health experts are calling for stronger prevention measures, early diagnosis, and prompt treatment to curb its spread. Helen Debussy reports.
Day observed annually highlights the need to strengthen efforts against malaria, a major public health concern in Africa. With the World Health Organization theme, driven to end malaria, now we can, now we must, stakeholders are urging more decisive action to protect vulnerable groups. In Akure, medical practitioners one of the prevalent illnesses, stressing that prevention through treated nets and early diagnosis remains essential.
Improve their awareness, awareness of the people in the communities and even in the town to enable them have better information about the advantages that are there in the use of long-lasting insecticide.
It could be in form of environmental modification by constructing roads, environmental manipulation, that is effective disposal of our waste. And we don't keep bushes around, because it's known to be a kind of avenue where mosquito can breed and bite us.
Residents also link the spread of malaria to poor sanitation, stagnant water, and delayed treatment, calling for increased awareness and better access to health care.
Whenever I have malaria, I will be feeling cold, body pains, and if I'm not be able to go to the hospital, I might rush to the chemist shop to get some drugs for myself. And when I take the drugs, I won't feel the pains and the symptoms anymore.
Feeling feverish, catarrh, and feeling it also.
Experts agree that consistent prevention, timely treatment, and collective responsibility are key to ending malaria. Helen Ndubuisi, NTA News.
For the latest stories making the rounds in the world of sports, let's now join Peter Oibo on Sports Update.
Over 10,000 civil servants from various ministries, agencies, and parastatals, including the Nigerian Television Authority, took part in the April edition of the Federation of Public Service Games monthly walk and jog exercise held at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, where participants were encouraged to adopt regular physical activity to enhance workplace productivity.
Usually, of course, the essence of this exercise is to keep fit in the service, not just walk, but all along one should have time to be able to stay fit by indulging in such kind of exercise.
The management of NTA to ensure that the workers keep fit, and exercise is one of the means through which you can keep the workforce healthy and for the workforce to keep fit.
Meanwhile, Federation Cup will be decided across 36 states and the FCT this weekend, with action scheduled for Saturday and Sunday. Only Lagos State gets a postponement, with its final now set for May 3rd, as winners will advance to the national playoff stage. Meanwhile, the drama of the English FA Cup hit its peak this weekend as the semi-finals light up Wembley Stadium. On Saturday, Manchester City faced Southampton. Then on Sunday, Chelsea battled Leeds United, both eyeing a return to the famous final. Alcaraz has pulled out of next month's French Open due to a wrist injury. The world number 2 announced his withdrawal on Friday in a post on social media. It means that the 7-time Grand Slam champion will not get the chance to defend his title at Roland Garros, one he secured in such thrilling fashion against Giannis Sinner last year. With this update, Peter Oibo, NTA News.
You're still watching. We shall now go on another break. News Diary returns shortly.
Nta College. Professionalism and excellence in media training has achieved another significant milestone. In addition to its existing affiliation with Ahmadu Bello University Zaria for the award of a degree in mass communication, the college has now received official approval from the National Board for Technical Education (NBTE) to commence National Diploma (ND) programs in mass communication and multimedia. Additional programs are also in progress. Admission requirements: a minimum of 5 O-level credit passes in relevant subjects. For National Diploma ND programs, minimum JAMB admissible score of 100. For degree programs, recommended JAMB score of 180 and above. This is a great opportunity to become part of the college's growing legacy in media and broadcast education. For more information,
Visit our website at www.ntatvc.edu.ng or call these following numbers: 0803-838-4343, 0806-980-9897. Announcer Management.
Welcome back. You can also watch us live on social media via our handles on Facebook and YouTube at Nta Akure. Now to some of the reports that made headlines in the course of the week. The federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to reducing poverty and enhancing the welfare of vulnerable Nigerians through its social intervention initiatives. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Eradication, Dr. Bernard Loro, spoke at a stakeholders engagement and interactive session with beneficiaries of Household Prosperity and Empowerment Cash Transfer Program in Ondo State in the course of the week. Abiola Rio reports.
Household Prosperity and Empowerment Cash Transfer Program is a key component of the federal government's broader strategy to reduce poverty and promote inclusive economic growth across the country. In Ondo State, over 300,000 households have benefited from the initiative, with eligible recipients receiving financial support in tranches aimed at boosting small-scale economic activities and improving household welfare.
Ondo State stands ready to lead. We are ready to partner and ready to ensure that every intervention translates into meaningful change for our people.
Here in Ondo State, we are proud of the progress we have made. The introduction of a digitized payment system where beneficiaries receive funds directly into their bank accounts has strengthened transparency, improved accountability, and most importantly, restored confidence in the system, and the impact is still growing.
The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Dr. Bernard Doro, stated that the visit is focused on enhancing the effective delivery of the Household Prosperity and Empowerment Cash Transfer Program.
To our beneficiaries, we are here to listen and improve based on your feedback. This program is entirely free. If anyone requests money, any payment, it must be reported immediately. So what we are working towards is not just intervention, but transformation. It is about restoring lives and dignity.
The engagement also provided an opportunity for the minister to interact directly with beneficiaries, many of whom shared how the cash support has helped them cope with prevailing economic challenges.
I was called upon middle of last year in my local government, and when we get there, we were presented a check. How much was that?
It has been a successful program because since I collected my own, so I have to say that it's a very successful program. 25,000 naira per trench, and I collected 3 times, making 75,000 naira.
For the people of Ondo State, the visit did not only reinforce government commitment, but also renew confidence that inclusive growth and improved livelihoods remain achievable. In Akure, Abiola Rio, NTA News.
The federal government, in collaboration with Ondo State government, in the course of the week commenced the validation of beneficiaries under the 9.9 billion naira cash transfer program, aimed at enhancing transparency and improving service delivery. Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa disclosed that about 400,000 households across the state have benefited from the program in 3 tranches, with participants drawn from the 18 local government areas of the state. The governor made this known while hosting the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Eradication, Dr. Bernard Doro, in Akure. Adebayo Jagere reports.
Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, while receiving the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Bernard Doro, noted that synergy with grassroots structures remains critical to ensuring that interventions reach intended beneficiaries. While commending the administration of President Bola Tinubu for the Household Prosperity and Cash Transfer program under the Renew Hope agenda, called for improved national identification number registration to guarantee seamless payments.
Those who are working at the state level are selected beneficiary across the 18 local governments that are going to assemble at a community or the bullets or the federal local government where you will engage with them. I believe the engagement will be fruitful and will give you first-hand information about how well this program has touched lives.
In his remarks, the Minister Bernard Doro said the visit forms part of a nationwide review and validation exercise, explaining that over 9 million households have benefited from the program across the country, with each receiving 75,000 naira in 3 tranches. The minister noted that Ondo State has received about 9.9 billion naira under successive payment cycles, but expressed concern over low public awareness of the initiative, stressing the need for improved communication and transparency.
I want to make sure that the 9.9 billion has actually been paid to beneficiaries. So I've asked that beneficiaries are selected at random so that I can engage with them to hear firsthand from them. Because it's one thing to sit in Abuja and design a program for people across the country. It's another thing to make sure that that program design is actually meeting the needs of the people.
Validation exercise is expected to generate accurate data for informed policy decisions and ensure that government interventions effectively reach vulnerable households nationwide. In Akure, Adebayo Jagede.
Moving on, the Ondo State government, in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Water Resources and support from the French Development Agency, in the course of the week, commenced the 2026 National Project Coordination and Review Workshop in Akure, the state capital. The 2-day workshop themed Building Sustainable Water Systems was aimed at strengthening collaboration among stakeholders towards ensuring the provision of safe and sustainable water for all Nigerians. Adebayo Jagede reports.
The workshop was organized by participating states of Kano, Plateau, Enugu, and Ondo State. The governor of Ondo State, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, reaffirmed his administration's commitment to improving water supply and sanitation in the state.
The Uwena Dam project goes beyond life, health, economic growth, and securing a better future and a healthier life for our children. Also recruited 125 personnel for the successful implementation of this laudable project. We know that we need more hands of technical staff, not just building the infrastructure, but maintenance to sustain the project.
The Commissioner for Finance in Ondo State, Omowumi Isaac, represented at the occasion, gave assurance that adequate funding will be provided for the seamless execution of the project.
Financial agreements are key to us. We try as much as possible to keep these records so that we fall back to it whenever we have instances. And these kind of instances are like this oversight, where we ensure that the state executive come up with their own commitment in the area of counterpart funding.
The country director of the French Development Agency, Mahamadou Diarra, welcomed the development as an opportunity to assess the progress made across states, identify challenges, and propose actionable recommendations.
Open to accompany your project till the end, but the more we minimize days, the better will be for the restructuring of the financing agreement. So this is your duty.
As deliberations continue, stakeholders express optimism that outcome from the workshop will translate into improved water infrastructure and sustainable service delivery across the participating states. In Akure, Adebayo Jagede, NTA News.
Moving on, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) says it remains committed to its principle of transparency and responsibility of building a credible electoral system, particularly as the 2027 general elections draw closer. The new resident electoral commissioner of INEC in Ondo State, Nta Akure, stated this in Akure during the week at a strategic engagement meeting with the members of the Inter-Party Advisory Council (IPAC) Ondo State, alongside electoral officers from the 18 local government area of the state. Toyin Batire reports.
The new resident electoral commissioner INEC in Ondo State, Nta Akure, noted that the meeting states a call for stakeholders to deepen public confidence in the electoral process through core ethical values and adhere to rules and regulations guiding their operations in the electoral process.
Our focus will be to improve voters' access and participation, to enhance operational efficiency, to strengthen engagement with critical stakeholders, and ensure every eligible citizen has the opportunity to register and vote.
On the issue of continuous voter registration exercise, the INEC REC said, with the conclusion of the second phase, the Commission's focus is now shifted to the display of the register of voters for claims and objections, which is expected to commence between April 29 and May 5, 2026, in all INEC offices across 18 local government areas of the state. He called on eligible voters who registered in the second phase to check their names for proper correction, urging those that have not registered to do so in the third and final phase.
To our political stakeholders, particularly IPAC members, your role in sustaining democracy cannot be overemphasized. I urge all political parties to mobilize their members and supporters to register and collect their permanent voter cards, so as to ensure strict adherence to the provisions of the Electoral Act 2026.
The Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC, promises its maximum support for the Commission.
He told us that he's going to be sure that our vote counts in Ondo State. And we've also given him our words that all political parties as represented by IPAC will also cooperate with him.
We are going to welcome him based on his performance in Osun, which we want him to come and replicate here in Ondo State.
The strategic engagement meeting is the first of its kind since the deployment of the REC to Ondo State on Monday, April 20, 2026. In Akure, Toyin Batire, NTA News.
Ilaje Council of Obas in Ilaje local government area of Ondo State in the course of the week called for a decentralized surveillance framework of pipeline, oil and gas facilities in the region, which it considers the most sustainable pathway to youth engagement, employment, and community ownership and accountability. This was the fallout of a communique issued at the end of a stakeholders meeting held in Ikbokoda, Ilaje local government area of Ondo State. Toyin Batire reports.
The Ilaje Council of Obas noted that the call was necessary due to the fact that the current surveillance framework has a critical weakness as it remains over-centralized, insufficiently inclusive, and more disturbing is the infiltration of unfamiliar actors into waterways, particularly in respect to Ondo State.
This has resulted in marginalization of local stakeholders, weakening community ownership, to very limited youth engagement, with fewer than 100 youths currently involved, persistent complaints of unpaid salary, undermine moral and operational effectiveness.
The traditional rulers say, as they are custodians of peace, stability, and direction of their communities, they believe that concentrating surveillance authority across multiple states in the hands of a few actors creates avoidable governance and security risk. While emphasizing that Ondo State remains a critical oil-producing state within the Niger Delta, contributing significantly to the country's offshore petroleum resources, it is therefore both equitable and strategic that stakeholders from the state coordinate surveillance within the domain.
We are therefore firmly aligned with and lending our collective support to proponents of a decentralized surveillance framework, which we consider the most sustainable solution, such as a modern way. 1. Expanding meaningful youth engagement and employment. Strengthen the community ownership and accountability. The man we are talking about, Ajube, aka Sota Site. We believe him, we have vote of confidence in him, and we know that he knows what he's doing. Concerning security pipeline surveillance, is a man that has been tested and trusted.
We want to be sure that those who are put in place to secure these pipelines are people who actually know where the pipelines are and people who has what it takes to protect the pipeline. So we're a little bit concerned that the issue of pipeline security should not be different from how 30% derivation is also being managed.
The communique concludes by describing a decentralized state-based coordination structure as a platform that will enhance transparency, improve oversight function, and strengthen operational effectiveness, thereby preventing the disproportionate influence within the region. From Iboko, the local government area of the state, Toyin Batire, NTA News.
In a renewed effort to combat drug trafficking, and the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, destroyed over 83 tons of assorted illicit drugs in Akure, Ondo State during the week. Chairman of the agency, Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired, led the exercise as part of sustained measures to rid the society of drug-related crimes. Our correspondent reports. The scale of drug abuse in Nigeria remains a growing concern, with the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency estimating that about 15 million Nigerians between the ages of 15 and 64 engage in drug use, posing significant threats to public health and national security. Representing the chairman at the destruction exercise, the Director of Operations, Ahmed Ningi, reaffirmed the commitment of NDLEA to intensify efforts against drug trafficking and abuse across the country. The Ondo State Commandant, Comrade Nanzing Salah, described the volume of drugs destroyed as the largest since the establishment of the agency in 1995.
This is a court directive. The process is that drug seize must pass through the normal legal process, and once the case is determined or adjudicated, the court gives order that it should be burnt by public destruction, like you are witnessing today. And so for those who are involved, retrace your step, come back and join the NDLEA Alternative Development Project. And those who are users, please report yourself to NDLEA office for counseling, treatment, and rehabilitation.
From about 2017 to 2024, during which period these drugs exhibits were seized, we secured the conviction of 337 persons, while 60 vehicles, 68 motorcycles were forfeited to the federal government.
Stakeholders commended the NDLEA and other security agencies for their sustained crackdown on illicit drugs, while pledging continued support in addressing the menace.
Our goal is clear: to build a society where our young people are empowered, productive, and free from grip of substance abuse.
Highlight of the event was the burning of the illicit drugs. That's the size of our package on this week's edition of News Diary. Do join us again same time next week for another interesting edition. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.